So, I've got something super cool for you today. And, you know how F1's always changing things up, right? I heard there's quite a few rule changes coming for 2025, and I thought, maybe we could break them down for our F1 QuizMe listeners?
Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you, there are some really interesting changes coming up. First off, you know that point they've been giving for the fastest lap since 2019? Well, that's actually going away, which is, pretty significant because teams have been, making these tactical decisions around it.
That's actually pretty major. What else is changing?
Well, one of the biggest changes, and I think this is really important, is about driver safety in hot conditions. Like, when temperatures hit 31 degrees or above, there's now this thing called a heat hazard declaration. And teams will need to fit these special cooling systems for the drivers.
That sounds really important for driver safety. How does it work exactly?
Right. So basically, the drivers will wear these fireproof shirts with, tubes running through them. The system pumps cooling fluid around, and there's even this thermal store. Think of it like an ice block. They're actually adding 5 kilograms to the weight limit for races to accommodate this system.
And what about, testing? I heard there were some changes there too?
Yes. So there's this really interesting change for race drivers. They can only do 4 days of testing in older cars now, and they're limited to 1,000 kilometers total. But the really cool thing is they're actually doubling the amount of rookie running in FP1 sessions.
Oh wow. So teams have to give more chances to new drivers?
Exactly. Instead of just 2 sessions per year, teams now need to run rookies in 4 practice sessions. And there's also these technical changes coming, especially around DRS designs and wing deflection. They're really cracking down on these mini DRS concepts where wings tilt backwards at speed.
And what about qualifying? Any changes there?
Oh yes. So after what happened in Brazil last year, they've now got clear rules about what happens if qualifying can't take place. They'll just use the championship standings to set the grid, which is, actually pretty straightforward.
Sounds like they're really thinking things through this time.
They really are. And one final thing that's super interesting is about the end-of-season test in Abu Dhabi. Teams will need to use these special mule cars to test the 2026 tyres. Because, and this is crucial, we're getting completely different tyre specs for the new regulations.
Well, that's quite a lot to take in. Thanks for breaking it all down for our listeners today.
Absolutely. These changes are really going to shape how the 2025 season plays out. And I can't wait to see how teams adapt to all of this.